So Microsoft is back in 2020 with another nifty Surface Book device, the Surface Book 3, which can transform in a jiffy from a laptop to a tablet. As ever though, the Surface Book 3 can't be accurately described as affordable, not unless you happen to brush your teeth with caviar and wipe your ass with £50 notes. You see, the 13-inch version starts from a slightly eye-watering £1,599, and the model that I've been reviewing with dedicated graphics comes in at a meaty £2,500. And if 13 inches just ain't satisfying enough for you, well, you can grab a hold of a 15-incher for just over £2,000. So is this powerful convertible actually worth it? Well, I've been using it as my full-time laptop now, and here's my in-depth Microsoft Surface Book 3 review. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do plug subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now the Surface Book 3 sports a typical magnesium chassis. It's a very neat and attractive design, if not particularly pants-stirring. It's reasonably durable, but it has scratched up a bit over time as well, so you will want to take some care when transporting the thing. This 13-inch model weighs just 1.6 kilograms, so no, it's not super lightweight, but it's absolutely fine for just lugging around all day in a backpack, although things do tend to get a bit girthy around the dynamic fulcrum hinge area. And no, I didn't just make up that name, that is actually what Microsoft is calling it. And unfortunately, the Surface Book 3 is only available in a single colour, platinum, which is about as exciting as a wet weekend in Wolverhampton. But it's hard to knock the lack of vibrancy when most rivals are also just as solemn, and you know what, it does look like a professional bit of kit. And for a fairly portable wee chappy as well, the connectivity options are pretty decent. You've got two proper full-sized USB-A ports, as well as a bit of USB Type-C as well, so no worries for connecting peripherals. And you've got two Microsoft Connect power ports as well, one for the base and one for the screen, because of course that screen can operate separately. And you've also got a full-sized SD card slot on the side here as well, which is great news if, for instance, you rock a DSLR and you want to edit and share your photos and videos on the fly without having to mess around with cables and stuff. And yeah, you don't get any HDMI or DisplayPort here on the Surface Book 3, but you can still hook up a pair of 4K monitors via the USB ports if you want to. Now, if there's just one thing that Microsoft knows how to do really well, it's probably screwing up Windows updates. But if there's two things that Microsoft knows how to do really well, the second one would definitely be quality keyboards. And so it's no surprise that the Surface Book 3 once again packs a very good chiclet board that is comfortable to type on for hours at a time. The spacing is quite narrow on this 13-inch model, but I still found I made next to no errors when touch typing at speed. And there's a respectable amount of travel too, with a firm typing action. You've got triple stage backlight to suit every ambiance, and my only proper grumble is that those cursor keys are kind of crushed into the bottom right corner. There's no separation to speak of. It's not the most spacious touchpad around, admittedly, but it's perfectly responsive and does the job fine. You've got your full multi-touch gestures and everything, but of course you get the touchscreen controls as well, because it can convert into a tablet style device, and I definitely found that this was the way to go. And definitely do not worry about prodding that screen really hard, because the super stiff hinge can definitely cope with it. You've also got full Windows Hello support as well, which means you can log into the Microsoft Surface Book 3 using just the webcam now. You don't have to mess around with pins or passwords or anything. And this proves to be impressively dependable, even in quite murky conditions. You basically have to be sat in a pitch black room for it to not work. And there's sadly no handy privacy slider or anything on that webcam, but you do at least get a dinky light position right next to it, which lets you know when you're being filmed. And that webcam is definitely decent enough for the likes of video chats on Zoom, Skype, whatever. It captures you in plenty of detail, even when you're not particularly well lit. So definitely don't go into a conference call with curry sauce stains all over your face like I tend to do. And no worries about audio clarity either, because your voice is clearly and cleanly picked up by the dual studio mics, which help to cut down background noise at the same time. And you've also got a second camera lens slapped there on the lid of the Surface Book 3 as well, although God only knows why. Now that 13.5-inch display is pretty good, although not as strong as quite a few rivals around this price point, including the Dell XPS and Huawei's Matebook X Pro. The Full HD visuals are perfectly sharp and detailed, while contrast levels are also strong. You get some pleasingly deep blacks. And as it reaches around 360 nits on that maximum brightness level, I didn't really have much trouble using the Surface Book 3 outdoors either. Even when watching fairly murky scenes on the likes of Netflix, I could kind of make out what was going on. However, the colour accuracy does somewhat let the Surface Book 3 down. Only 93% of the sRGB gamut and 69% of the Adobe RGB gamut are covered off, so creative professionals may want to look elsewhere. Of course, one of the major perks of the Microsoft Surface Book 3, something that most of its rivals do not offer, is the fact that it can instantly convert into a tablet-style device. But don't just go yanking the screen off of the base. What you only need to do is poke this little button here, and as you can see, ready to detach, and then it just pops off. Very nifty indeed. Of course, when you are in tablet mode, you won't be able to benefit from the likes of the dedicated GPU built into the base, but don't worry, you will get a little warning when you press that detach button that says you might want to save your work and sort of close down those applications that you are working on, the video editors, the photo editors, before you actually do this thing. And I gotta say, I just really love the detaching process as well. I know it's a bit sad, but I just find it so deeply satisfying. Once you snap it off that base, the Surface Book 3 is immediately ready to use as a tab, and it works well in this form, although the auto rotate is about as swift as me after 10 pints and a triple helping of pie and mash. Alternatively, you can actually stick the display on backwards like so, and then use the Surface Book 3 as a slightly bigger, heavier tablet, which might sound a bit daft, but then you can actually take advantage of those dedicated graphics once again. And in this back to front mode, you can also prop the Surface Book 3 up like a tent, and in this mode it's great for watching movies, using touchscreen apps, yada yada. And in this mode, the Surface Pen 3 will definitely come in handy for any creative types, although if you want one of these bad boys, you will have to spunk up another £100, which to be fair is about the same as a round of drinks and an all bar one. Oh, and by the way, this definitely isn't my drawing, this is just the demo thing that flashed up when I first started the app. When it comes to artistic talents, I'm sadly right up there with a blind person with no hands. Now you've got stereo speakers built into the edge of the display, one in each top corner, but definitely don't bother using them for any music playback because they are decidedly tinny and basically rather poo. But they're just about loud and clear enough to enjoy some classic National Geographic documentaries on ocelots while you're fixing a 3-course banquet for the whole family. Oh yeah, for watching an old zombie flick while you reheat the remains of last night's kebab. The Surface Book 3 is also the most powerful laptop that Microsoft has ever made, packing in 10th gen Intel Core i5 or i7 chipsets. My review model came with the Core i7 1065G7, backed by a rather generous 32 gigs of RAM. If you're into your bit of benchmarking, well, Geekbench returned a single core score of 1044 and a multi-core score of 3494. And while you only get simple integrated graphics on the most basic model of the Surface Book 3, my review model had discrete graphics, specifically the GTX 1650, while the 15-incher comes packing a GTX 1660 Ti. My 13-incher can handle a fair bit of pressure. Don't go expecting the latest titles to run with a super smooth frame rate on high detail settings, but it'll definitely do the job for slightly older titles. This right here is the original Doom reboot, and that ran perfectly fine even on the top ultra detail settings. And once again, for you benchmark fans, the TimeSpy 3D Mark test span out a score of 1795, while Firestrike came up with 4475. I also ran 3D Mark stress test as well, and the Surface Book 3 managed a 96.3% frame rate stability. That's only just a fail, although the Surface Book 3 did remain impressively cool throughout. The GPU temperature maxed out at around 81 degrees and didn't go any higher, and the whole time it remained whisper quiet, to the point where I actually forgot entirely that I was doing any benchmarking of any kind, and therefore left my camera just recording a static screen for around 30-40 minutes until the battery died. And you've got 512 gigabytes of internal storage to play around with as well, but it's definitely not the fastest drive in the world. My tests came up with 2 gigabits per second read speeds, which ain't too bad, but the write speeds tended to max out around 850 megabits, which is some of the slowest I've seen in a while. You'll definitely notice it when you're loading big ass video editing apps or games and things like that. They tend to take a frickin' while to get going. But when it comes to the battery life, the Microsoft Surface Book 3 once again performed admirably. I found that the battery life tended to drain around 10% with every 40 minutes of mixed use, so for instance working in Google Chrome while streaming music through the Deezer app. So I regularly made it through a full 8 hours of use before the Microsoft Surface Book 3 needed a recharge. And that right there is my full review of the Microsoft Surface Book 3 after using it as my full-time laptop. There's a lot to love here, definitely. The price is not one of those things to love. Unfortunately, it is rather expensive for what you get, especially considering the display isn't one of the strongest around. And that's a real shame, because otherwise I'd have absolutely no qualms whatsoever recommending the Surface Book 3 to more creative users who want to edit photos and videos and things like that on the move. It's definitely got enough graphical grunt in there, no problem, and I love the flexible nature of it, which means you can convert it into a tablet cleanly and easily. But that's what I think. What do you think? It'd be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell if you haven't done already, and have yourselves a lovely rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you!